What's going on, kumquats? Today we're going to talk about anime, alright? Imagine that. But more specifically, why all these people think that subbed is so much more superior to dub. I'm getting tired of the shenanigans, tired of the tomfoolery, and we're going to talk about today why those people are just wrong. So for those of you uninitiated weebs or the people that don't want to claim the role yet, and trust me, you're going to get there, subbed is going to be your shows where you watch it with subtitles. That's where the name comes from. So it's in its an original form with the Japanese voice actors and you're just reading the subtitles as you go. Whereas dubbed is in any other language, and it's whenever the voice actors for that language come in and they dub over that Japanese audio with whatever that language may be so that the viewers then get it in their preferred language. Now, to start right off the bat, I get it. Subbed is technically the original form that the show was made in, and some of you people down in the comments are going to be like, you just don't appreciate art, okay? Like, you just don't understand the beauty. Shut up. Art can be appreciated in any way by anyone. Fight me about it. But there is one point that I think sub does have over dub that is pretty indisputable. And to be honest, it's going to be the mouth movement of the characters, which this sounds like a silly argument, but for someone like me, it's really not. Because sometimes what I'll find myself doing when watching a dub show is if I start focusing really heavily on the mouth movements of the characters and then I'm listening to that English audio, some of the movements just don't quite line up. And as English voice actors, there's some cool videos out there where they actually talk about the process of dubbing an anime. They're really, really cool. You should check them out. And they actually try to find words, sentences, and phrases that match up really well with the way the mouth is moving, which is also why sometimes you get translations from sub to dub that are slightly different, just because they have to make sure that it still makes sense while matching the mouth movements. But I digress. At the end of the day, that is one advantage that I will give sub, bar none. And now for the part I was excited for, absolutely walking all over the sub elitist. Now for starters, a big point they'll always make is that the voices match the characters better, which I think is some absolute bull shenanigans because I can think of a countless number of characters who came out and did an amazing job at running their characters. Some examples might be MHA's All Might, Dragon Ball's Goku, Attack on Titan's Eren Yeager, Naruto's Madara, absolutely amazing job.
Wake up to reality. Nothing ever goes as planned in this accursed world. The longer you live, the more you will realize that the only things that truly exist in this reality are merely pain, suffering, and futility.
I mean, that still gives me goosebumps. All these voice actors are absolutely wonderful and did a beautiful, amazing job at running their characters. Their Japanese counterparts also did a great job. You can even find examples of the Japanese counterparts, maybe not objectively, everything's an opinion, fight me about it, but doing worse and not really fitting what the character really was supposed to be. So this argument just falls really flat when I can sit here off the top of my head, name 4 main characters of 4 of the biggest anime to come out in recent time. The argument just doesn't hold up. Another blasphemous take that I'll see from these subbers is that the references make more sense whenever you're watching subs. Some things like titles, honorifics, types of speech, words, catchphrases, whatever, things of that nature. But again, that just doesn't make sense and add up. If you're an English-speaking viewer and you're not, enveloped into the Japanese culture, you're not going to know what these things mean. So to sit there and read these titles of things and words and phrases that you don't understand and references you don't understand, how does it then make more sense? So why is it that sub people are expecting these viewers of anime to just have this massive understanding of a culture that they're not a part of? And that's fine. And, if you appreciate that and you're more ingrained in the culture, then yeah, sure, it probably does make a lot more sense to you and add up. But for those that don't and those that haven't, put in that effort in order to understand the culture of whatever that thing is that they're watching and whatever that piece of media is, it's just not going to add up. So for it to call it something else in English terms is going to make a lot more sense and allow for a way better understanding for that viewer. Now, I think one of the biggest points to make when it comes in this whole sub versus dub nonsense is simply the fact that if you're watching it in dubbed and you're an English-speaking person that doesn't speak Japanese, you can focus on the picture and the beautiful animation so much more. I don't care how fast of a reader you are. I don't care how good you are at multitasking your eyeballs. I don't care if you do the thing where you look in between the video and the words and you can kind of watch both at the same time and read. You're still not focusing 100%, which can suck because some of these animations are honestly beautiful. That's the only way I can describe them. There's even some shows that people watch purely for the animation. Demon Slayer. So to have to take away time from that and have to focus on the words and reading and your brain processing what is being said rather than focusing what's on the screen can genuinely take away from a show depending on what's happening at that moment. A little bonus point I actually want to give to dubbed, honestly, is going to be something that's not going to apply to everyone because it really depends what kind of person you are, but that's the ability to multitask while having the show on. Because obviously if you're watching subbed, you can't also sit there and do homework and be looking up and down at the same time, because if you're doing that, you're gonna miss a sentence or two. And if you miss a sentence or two, you're not gonna know what the heck is happening because it might have been the most important line that the character's ever said in the show. Whereas when you're watching dub, if you look down for a sec, you can hear what's going on and understand the conversation happening because you speak that language. So a little bonus point that I want to throw in there if you are someone that likes to watch things and do something else at the same time. And the final point I want to bring up here, and this is specifically actually geared towards the sub viewers and the sub elitists and the ones that say sub is better than dub no matter the situation. Well, where would you be without us, What would you have to gatekeep if it weren't for us dub viewers? What would you have to sit there and say that you're better over and say that you are just absolutely beating this type of viewer 100% of the time if it weren't for us watching these dubbed animes? So at the end of the day, you should really be thanking us. Now, all memes aside, the point of this video isn't to say that dubbed is better than sub or subbed is better than dubbed. The point of this video is to say that neither one is better. They're both different types of media that different people like, so get over yourself. Me personally, I actually watch both. I will bounce from one to the other depending on the show I'm watching. I'm currently watching Attack on Titan in subbed. I'm currently watching MHA in dubbed. I watch different shows in different ways depending on why I'm watching it, how I'm watching it, who I'm watching it with, if I think voice acting, this, that, the other, whatever variable you want to throw in there, I bounce around depending on the situation, which I think more people should do, rather than just forcing themselves to watch one way because they feel like it's better. Give yourself an opportunity to try them all out. Anywho's or whatsers, if you have anything you want to say down in the comments, whether it's sub-sided, dub-sided, somewhere in the middle, you like to watch both like me, whatever you got to say about it, let me know. I'm always down for a good anime argument, or maybe you just have some facts that I didn't consider that I need to. Either way, put it down there. I try to respond to what I can. Also, if you could drop a sub, all right, it's free. It costs you $0 whole dollars, and it makes me feel really good because bigger number, better person, and that's just how it works, obviously. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace out.